Ken White, thank you very much first and foremost, but I want to ask you specifically about your role within Crusaders Football Club.
I've been fortunate to be a chaplain at Crusaders. This is my 19th season. It started when Alan Dornan was here, and I just thought I was just coming along in the role of chaplain, which I was more than happy to help out in. But Alan Dornan, the first day, invited me into the changing room, and he announced to the players, I want Ken to be part of all of this. And so I was privileged, as well as fulfilling a role of chaplain, which Crusaders were one of the first, but now every club in the Irish League has one. And of course, this was promoted from the mainland through Alex Ferguson, Manchester United, and it has spread. They saw the value of it, and so I was happy to come in, but I was just so privileged through Alan Dornan, and then following that Stephen Baxter's time, to not only allow to be chaplain, but just to get involved in backroom stuff and help out with the kit men and help out in doing all the things the managers and the important people at the club with the football men I don't have time to do. So they've got me there just to give a wee practical hand, as well as the role of chaplain.
I want to ask you about the value of that role. You know, you have mentioned it, and I'm sure all of the Irish League clubs now have a club chaplain, but what is the value in that, and specifically in kind of your role within the players, the staff and so forth, and the whole club?
I think, well, on a personal level, being a minister, I've got my Sunday job, and just this week I have buried a young man due to mental illness and suicide. So, and then involved in different things on a church level. And when you come into a football club, football's just like any other part of society. It's made up of people, young men, ambitions, dreams. Football's the common denominator, but they're people. And from time to time, as people do, we suffer from mental health issues. And years ago, that wasn't talked about so much. But football has caught up with society. Some teams now have even got a well-being officer. If they don't go down the route of chaplain, they have that. But the roles are similar, just looking out for people beyond football. Because as footballers, they have issues that can come into their lives. And the club saw the value of having maybe someone there that can be a link to talk, to listen, to... And I see myself very much as a link in the chain. Yes, I can do things and have done things to help with grief, with relational issues, addictions and so on. But I also can be a link to more specialised agencies. So, for example, recently we had a case where someone needed counselling with an issue, but when they went through the channels outside, he was told 12 weeks, so I was able to get that much quicker. So I see my role just as chaplain, just being there and to be a link in that important chain of someone who's facing struggles in their own private life, and we set up something within the club that, if needed, not everyone will. There's other support networks out there, but the club recognised and support me and let me help in that area.
I'm sure you've seen all around the club, and in particular the changing room, Ken, with the amount of lovely moustaches that the men are growing at the minute. But how important is it for the club, in particular during November, to recognise that and the struggles?
It's fantastic because that's a recognised charity throughout society, and for our club to support that and support those important charities that specialise. The value of those charities is just incredible. I know I've gone for support within the church context, specialised support, and it's great to have them there. And I'm very proud of that. Our club has said, yes, we're taking this seriously, because football's been affected. We all saw the tragic news that came out of Carrick Rangers not so very long ago. Now that's ultimately the worst case scenario. But between just getting anxious about things to that terrible situation, there's so much. And if a club can help even in a small way, I think that's brilliant. And well done to all the guys here that's promoting this in November.
Perfect.
Well
Thank
done,
you very much
Crusaders.
indeed. Thank you very much, Ken. Jonny Frazer also doing Movember by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Why was this important to you, and why are you taking part in it?
I think us as footballers last year, we really realised during lockdown, during COVID, how fortunate we were to be able to play football. Obviously, the league was considered an elite league, and you really appreciated how much you enjoyed getting out of the house for both your physical and your mental health. We were very fortunate that a lot of people were stuck indoors and stuck in isolation for a long time, and we were very fortunate to reap the benefits of being able to be footballers, and it was a privilege to be able to train. And like I said, for our mental and physical health. So, the boys has had a chat when November was coming around about trying to do a wee bit of awareness to try and around men's mental health and men's physical health, about how important it is to look after your body, look after your mind. And now as restrictions are starting to ease, there's maybe some people who have been stuck in a rut for a little while, and hopefully I can encourage them, to get out, and even if it's going for a walk or going out to see a football match, we'd love to have them down here. And if I could inspire a few people, then that'd be great.
How important is it to you personally, Jonny? Obviously, you've mentioned that, it was elite football, and how important is football to you for your mental health and getting down to training twice a week or 3 times a week and then a match on a Saturday?
My life's so busy, I have a wee one and I work, and sometimes, it's a lot, but at the same time, if I didn't have football, I'd really struggle. It's an out from a lot of that. I know it's the same for a lot of the boys. And even some of the lads that are getting a bit older, I don't envy them, because they know that maybe they don't have as many years left, hopefully, as I do at this. And that's why so many boys go into coaching, go into management at any level, because it's so important to have that out. Now, we're lucky that we can play at a good level, but no matter what level that is, I think it's important to do something. It doesn't even have to be football, but having your out, you're a bit away from normal life, it's an added benefit if it's a sport or something physical, because it can really help keep your mind right and keep the pressure off your life.
And is it nice just to come to football and training in particular, where you're maybe just zoning out and you're zoning into something different and talking about something completely different during the day?
It's the best part about football, and about especially this team here, is just your teammates and that bond you have. We really look forward to before training. Obviously, we look forward to training too, and after training, we go in for a bite to eat. We're all friends, and it's a real social community here that we have. And that's vitally important, and we're very, very privileged to be able to come and do this, for a living, to have that out, to come and spend time essentially with our friends, doing something that we love, and we're really fortunate. So that's just, part of the reason why we're doing this, is just to try and get other people out of the house to come down, watch a match. If you're sitting, you work all week and then you sit in the house all weekend, take a week out, get away to fresh air, come down and watch us, watch anybody, do something, but that's what we're doing.
You were out injured for a period of time last year as well, Jonny. How difficult was that?
Oh, it was so difficult, especially because it was during lockdown, because I'd had that privilege of, I was on loan at Carrick and it was lockdown, but I was still getting able to go out and train, and then all of a sudden I'm now not allowed to go to the games because you're only allowed to have 18 on the list. And then I'd went from being lucky to being like everybody else. And it was a big transition for me, especially even when the gyms and stuff opened back up. I was isolated training, I was doing runs by myself, and it's the worst part. I know everybody, even when you're recovering from an injury as part of a squad and you're doing runs at the side, that's terrible. But I was waiting to come here, and I was trying to get myself fit, and there was a wee bit of pressure on getting myself fit, and it was tough mentally to be doing that alongside I had a newborn baby. So that was a tough period for me, but I put in the work, and I was able to get back training with the boys, and touch wood, have been very, very fit and healthy so far.
And we're not all footballers, Jonny, me in particular, and I am lucky enough to come to the games every Saturday, and it is, as you said, that escapism. But how important is it for supporters and family members and stuff to come down to Crusaders and come down to the games, or, as you said, maybe a different hobby, a different sport, or whatever it is?
Yeah, well, I mean, personally, for my family, my mum and dad never miss a game, my brother, and then my other half and my wee one come to the game, and even on Saturday when Ben scored that winner and loved the keeper, and we were all running on the pitch to celebrate, I looked up and my missus is just holding my little baby there, and just having that feeling of family around the game was just magnificent. And for the rest of the supporters, I'm sure, we may not be the biggest league in the world, but people live and breathe Irish League football. It's their whole life. I remember watching that documentary about Crusaders where people put their all the savings they had into the club. So having that out for them, I'm sure, is really important, and that's why I think this league has so many benefits to both us as players and to the community, because we're really close in with the community, and it's a great out for like you say, those people that come to this game on Saturday. It's what they look forward to all week.
Just lastly, we are supporting 3 charities, which I mentioned earlier, Friends of the Cancer Centre, Pips, and the Men's Shed there in North Belfast. Have you a message maybe for the people watching this video, Jonny?
Give as generously as you can. We've had a real tough time. We will be within the dressing room. And I guess, you know, no matter what you can give, you know, give and please be generous, especially with the coming up to Christmas. It's a real important time for these charities, and we want to try and support them as much as we can.
Thank you very much, John.
Thank you.
Billy Joe Burns, club captain of Crusaders Football Club, thank you very much for joining us. I know obviously the club is doing a lot of work this month in particular for November, and we can see from your lovely moustache that you've grown. How did that come about, first and foremost?
Well, there's a guy in the changing room that loves his facial hair and whatnot, and Jonny McMurray asked a few of the boys to get involved in the charity. It's all for a great cause, so more than happy to say we'll do it.
And 3 chosen charities who we're going to support with this Movember campaign, obviously PIPS, Friends of the Cancer Centre and the Men's Shed there in North Belfast. But how important is it, BJ, just to highlight that, and obviously players like yourself and experienced players to highlight that?
As you're saying there, it's very important, saying life at the minute's tough for everyone. We're all going through our own troubles, we're all fighting our own battles, and I think men in particular do struggle, sharing it. So I think it's just to raise awareness, to show people that there is people out there that's willing to listen and wants to listen, and there's help out there. I said no matter how big or small your problems are, when you hold them in deep long enough, they do well at and weigh you down. So it's good to get them off your chest, and saying those charities that we're here to raise awareness for is always there to help.
Thinking about the football side, BJ, obviously you have spent a long time in the Irish League and came across lots of different players, but how important is it just for the league to highlight these types of things with men's mental health in particular?
Saying it's very important, especially for us in the league who are a wee bit known throughout Belfast and whatever else. And as I say, we're all fighting our own battles. No one's life's perfect, no matter what people see on social media. It's not really what they're really going through. So it's important that everybody knows that everyone does struggle. And as I said, it's important for us, as we do have a small platform, to get it out there and raise awareness for the charities.
And just talking about your own moustache, BJ, how long's that been then? Many weeks growth have we got that?
2 weeks or so. It's not too bad. I did have a wee beard and all, so it's not as bad as there's other boys that usually have a clean face. So on them it's a wee bit worse, but saying there is worse out there.
Just a final message, BJ, for all those who are going to watch this video this evening, to try and urge and give money to these great charities.
Yeah, saying just get on the websites. We'll have a donation page there where you can go and donate whatever you can, either big or small, and get sharing and let people know that it is okay to talk, as the saying goes, and saying there's someone out there that wants to listen to you.